Namaste everyone. I express my heartfelt gratitude to Indica, to Sumedha madam for this opportunity and also providing me, partially funding my PhD. So the topic of my presentation today is social reform through spirituality. And that will be a comparative analysis of Sister Nivedita and Acharya Chandana in Hinduism and Jainism. So, can you please display? Yeah, sure.
So as you can imagine, that is why Sandhya and Shikha were having such intense discussions. Because both of them are working with Indian religions as a whole.
Yeah. Also, before starting my presentation, I would like to state few things. So, as Sumedha ma'am told me, whatever questions I'll be discussing in this presentation, all these questions are part of my research, which is work in progress. Also, because of my university's mandate, I am not able to disclose whatever findings, though it is just a starting phase of my research. So, I will not be able to conclude anything or give you a concrete conclusion. So that is another thing. So I will just discuss the questions which I have raised in my research.
So that's why Shikha is a special case. She's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And when her PhD ends.
Yes. So Indica will be the first organization where I'll submit my research.
So we like to oblige scholars, who need support. We are willing to be as flexible and supportive as needed. Because scholars always need support, all the time. Will you go ahead without the presentation? You have the presentation?
No, then even my laptop I can't.
You need a pen, right?
I have it, I have mailed. But then I can open it in my cell phone.
Open it, use it.
Yeah.
You're all set with the pen drive also, Deepa. Will you form when you go?
Yeah.
Then that comes on.
Okay, so the first question which I have raised, or the first section which I have started with, I've started my research with, is a relation of social reform and spirituality. In that, I have tried to explain what is social reform and how is it related to spirituality. So social reform, just a general understanding, it is something reconstruct or forming it again, destructive the previous model. In that case, how is spirituality is something, different kind of a model other than secular models or other kind of philosophical models. So in that, my comparative analysis, I will be comparing these two figures, Acharya Chandana and Sister Nivedita, whose reform model is based on spirituality. Yeah, so and we have other, we know about India has a long history of social reform movements, whether it is Ramakrishna Mission, whether it is Swadhyay movement, whether it is Narayan Guru's movement. So all these movements, no, it's fine. All these movements, they are based on spirituality as they have considered spirituality as their foundation. So the first question which I have raised, again, so sorry for it that I am not able to display my PPT. Oh, I have seen it's on my mail. and I have sent it to you. It's okay. It's okay. So the first question is, can spirituality be seen as a viable philosophical foundation for social reform in contemporary society? What is the relationship between spiritual dimension and social reform? What is the nature of spirituality? Does spirituality favor any form of discrimination? As we have seen, especially in secondary literatures, whether it is Hinduism, Jainism, women are seen as, always exploited, oppressed class, and also what is it, and all the, almost whatever secondary references as far as I am concerned, I have covered, all reflected this kind of a position of women. So, is there, Sandhya told us that, in Jainism there is no such thing. In Hinduism, again, I am looking into the primary source, and then I'll find out that is it the case or is it just the opposite of it. So that will be my investigation. Then, does spirituality mean the complete annihilation of worldly activities? Is it like shutting the world and just talking about moksha, liberation, ye nahi karna hai, ye nahi karna hai? That is what traditional teachings of Jainism say, that if you involve in worldly activities, you are attaching karmas to your soul, and that is taking you away from the path of, taking away from the ideal of moksha. Now, we have example of Acharya Chandana in that context, that she has received Padam Shri for her contribution in social aspect. So what is it? If she is, either we need to conclude that she is not a spiritual figure. If she is a spiritual figure, how can we justify this kind of worldly activity? So she runs hospitals, she runs eye camps, etc. So many other things, she is doing. At the same time, doing from a spiritual perspective. Then the next question which I have raised is about women and spirituality. So as I said, as Sandhya ji also discussed, that again in Jainism we have two sects, Shwetambar and Digambar. So in Digambars, especially Padmanabh Jaini's book, it is clearly mentioned that women's body is unfit to attain moksha. Because of so many reasons, and those reasons are really, for me it is, as a woman, when I read all those reasons, so it was like, what is this? Am I in 21st century? And if I am accepting those reasons or the arguments given by those scholars, what is it? What will I do with those arguments? So that is another thing. So is it like in a, what we call it, male dominant society, what is the role of, or what is the contribution of these female spiritual figures? So what are the stereotypical notion of asceticism transcended by both the figures, whether it is Sister Nivedita or Acharya Chandana? Are those notions inherent in both Hinduism and Jain traditions? Do Hinduism and Jainism sanction gender discrimination? These are the questions I'll be dealing with in the section under women and spirituality. And then I have discussed two reform models. One is by Sister Nivedita. So her model I have titled it as Sister Nivedita's socio-political spirituality. So in that, all of us are, that basic background of Sister Nivedita, I'm sure all of us are aware about it, that she was a disciple of Swami Vivekananda. She worked extensively in Ramakrishna Mission, but at the same time she was actively involved in Indian nationalist movement. Because of that, she had to dissociate herself from Ramakrishna Mission, because there was this external pressure. Again, I don't want to, because many people from Ramakrishna Mission, I met them, I interviewed them, so they were not very happily accepting this view of mine. So they were like that, how can you use such terms? But again, when I make such a statement, I will make sure that I'll cite proper references for it. And that is what I'm doing. And then the next model I have discussed is Acharya Chandana's reform model. So in that I have raised a question which talks about, which actually question the traditional notion of spirituality in Jainism. So can sadhana be equated with seva as highlighted in the example of Acharya Chandana? So these are some of the questions, ma'am, that I'll be explaining in my research, and I'll try to answer them. So if you have any question regarding my topic or related to these questions, I am here for you.
So when you will then complete it?
Hopefully soon, another year or so.
Yeah, because you are a work in progress, we are all curious about when the
Yes,
work will be
yes.
finished. So thank you, Shikha.
Thank you, ma'am.
We look forward to the completion of your PhD, and we look forward to reading your conclusions,
Sure.
evidence-based conclusions
Evidence-based.
on all these very complicated and tangled issues,
Yeah.
not very easy to sort out.
Yes.
And even before the research, have you become more spiritual or less spiritual?
No, I am a worldly materialistic person.
Fire has to join on that.
By the end of it, maybe you change.
No, but I'm material in a sense that I don't like to harm others and I don't harm others. So in a sense, I'm a combination of both.
But that is another thing that is a misconception that we have, being materialistic or something is also. Is now
We have one more presentation for today,
Yeah.
so thank you, Shikha.
Yeah, thank you.
Fire